I'll show you how to take this conical washer out. It's a kind of three-piece system for a pivot service. We are talking about this one in the thread, but I'm having some issues with that myself, so I'll show you the method here. And this is going to take some trickery without destroying it. Note, I've already loosened it up, so I don't struggle with this. But this one calls for a hex 5 for the outer bolt, and then a hex 6 for the inner pivot bolt. As I said, it's a three-piece system, so we'll start with the hex 5, which is the outer bolt. Again, I've already done this, so it's going to be kind of loose. That's all that is. And then you kind of take the tool again. Actually, I'm going to go with the 6. Get it in there, nice fit. And it kind of a little wiggling. You don't want to wiggle too much because you might strip the inner thread, but it should come out. As you can see, maybe it's a conical, so it kind of fits in there with the outer bolt, securing it into place. And again, once that's out, you can take this 6 as it calls for on the side of that conical washer and undo it. I have no reason to do the pivot service, so I'm going to stop there, but it should be torqued down to about 17 Newton meters. But yeah, and then when you put it back, I tend to grease everything up quite a bit. Not too tight on that one. The external calls for only 8 Newton meters. I'll go and torque wrench it a little later. Again, as far as this one, same type of system, different tools. Calls for a hex 4 for the outer. I can do that for you now. This one's a considerably longer bolt than the other one. Does have blue Loctite on it. They both should. Alright, so this is the one I'm having problems with as everyone else is. I don't know if it's because we have tension on the shock filled up with pressure, and therefore it's kind of just creating this binding action. But it's the same thing. This printed washer is conical. You kind of need to get a shim in there. The problem here is that the 5 is just loose enough that it doesn't quite grab, and then you go and you kind of molest the hex, and I don't want to do that. But it is essentially the same thing. I will probably mess around with it a little bit to kind of get it done, and then I'll take a video of it. But again, should be exactly the same as the lower pivot.